Today we're gonna do a Q&A session for this fucking beta that y'all just played. I know there was a lot of you on here, and a lot of you have questions. You know, don't really know where to start with the game, and are having some time to you need a little bit of help. I tried to compile all the questions I can get for you guys, and answer it the best that I can. And I have with me today, I have Bibulus. Hello.
How's it going, dude?
What's up, man? So, real quick, just introduce yourself, let these guys know who you are, and what you do.
How's it going? I'm Bibulus, or Tim Fantasy. I've been playing competitive SoulCalibur like forever at this point. It's been like since what, 12 years, something like that, like 2002.
2002.
But
That's 16 years.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of work with Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been doing a lot of work with Namco to promote the game before it came out, and I'm just happy to play it.
Hell yeah.
This game is ridiculous.
This game's fucking great.
Yeah. I'm happy everybody got to play it, because it's like it's weird to put into words that the game is fun.
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta play it, and then you'll be like, oh. And now everybody got to play it.
Yeah, everyone did. And I was really happy that we were able to get an online beta test, because leading up to the event, I wasn't sure if we were going to get one. There were a few interviews where that question was answered. I mean, sorry, that question was asked and it couldn't be answered at the time. So, we weren't so sure if we were about to get it. So, but, it was great that we did. We got a, solid look at what the netcode is going to look like. Of course it's a beta, so it's not, what the finished product is, but, it can only get better from where it is right now, as far as I feel. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
Even where it is right now is really solid. Like, I got playable connections with people in France.
Dude, like, not only did I get playable connections, yeah, Vegas to France. Like, I got playable connections to fucking Japan also. Like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, like the Japanese.
I get to play that many Japanese people.
I was playing at like 5 in the morning, and it was like only connecting me to Japanese people.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and what was sweet about it, it was like the Japanese and the French people were less laggy than a lot of the Americans that were like playing on Wi-Fi.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I definitely believe it.
Yeah, no, like most of the laggy motherfuckers were for fucking American hockey players. Well, in my experience, at least.
But, yeah, there was a few of those.
Yeah.
But that was easy for me to handle. You just hold reverse ledge. 200 possession. She's gonna do something. Let me just hold this.
I was just like, oh my god, she's doing 1A, and I can't block it.
Oh yeah.
Like, yo, how many 1As am I not gonna block?
Yeah, that's when I turned on the reverse ledge game and just built bars so I could soul charge and destroy people.
Right.
That's what Grow does.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So
that was so fun.
Before we get started, real quick, what characters were you playing in the pre-release events?
In the pre-release events, I've played. I played a lot of characters at this point.
Yeah, because you've played pretty much everyone, from what I understand.
I play most characters. I suck with Taki and Nightmare and the new characters. Like, I was messing around with Voldo for a minute, but primarily I played Grow in the online beta.
Okay.
But like, I think I've wow, who have I played in exhibitions? It's like Grow, Maxi, Killick, Xianghua, Geralt.
I think I saw you play some Sophie.
Sophie? When did I play Sophie?
It might have not been in the exhibition. It might have just been in casuals. Well, like,
yeah, no, I definitely play Sophie in casuals. But like, she's Sophie, so like, she doesn't intrigue me as much as characters I don't understand.
Yeah.
Because Sophie kind of works the way I want her to work.
And
it's like, at that point, to me, the interesting part of the game is figuring out the rest of the characters. Especially since Sophie is an actually defensive character, so to be good with her, you have to know how to block things. And in order to block things, you have to understand what's going on.
Exactly. So, hold on a sec. Okay, so all right, so should we get into these questions or anything else we should go over
Sure.
first, or
I don't know, man. It's
oh yeah, real quick, so from the transition from the network test from the E3 build, how did you feel about how the game changed, or like were there anything noticeable that you noticed, like any characters that you were playing or had a lot of experience against that changed drastically? Because I feel like how we see characters change from build to build, that can kind of get you an idea of like the direction that they're going in.
honestly, I try not to read too much into that.
Okay. I
That's
can
that,
get you.
to me, that's the kind of thing where it's like, especially in a going from pre-release build to build, I don't want to get my like heart set on anything because anything can change, and I feel like getting my hopes up over something that I see in a pre-release build is like asking for letdown when the game comes out.
All right.
And the last thing I want to do is like the first thing that I've touched the game and I'm just like, oh, my favorite combo's gone.
Oh yeah, that is what.
Exactly.
And
Like, come on. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and
I
also,
didn't see anything that happened. Like, but even then, I was playing Grow, and the more I play Grow, the more I'm like, this character is ridiculous.
yeah.
Like, he has so many options, and they're all good. Like, I haven't found a button with him where I'm just like, it's kind of whack.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, there's a couple of buttons that are kind of like that, but not really.
Mm-hmm. And
Like, everything kind of has a purpose.
and going forward into the release of the game, I mean, I already know this answer from you, but obviously these motherfuckers don't. What character do you plan on maining?
It's either Astaroth or Aswell.
All right, Aswell
But
is.
I'll definitely have a lot of counter pick action going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also thinking about playing Nightmare. I was looking at Nightmare, or Inferno. Inferno looks ridiculous.
Mhm.
Yes. They showed some footage of him. He looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
He looks ridiculous. He's actually his own character. I think he's his own character. It could have been Inferno as Nightmare,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think-
the footage that I saw, he didn't switch styles in between rounds.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so should we get right into it with these questions?
Sure.
All right, let's get started. So, the first question we have is Lord Dragon, from Lord Dragon on Twitter. He has two questions. First, he says, "Hey man, love watching his ass. Please don't stop streaming when the game comes out." I'm definitely not going to stop streaming. You're going to be seeing me play a lot of this game, and it actually might be my main focus of the game over competing. You know, the streaming content creation side. Haven't decided yet, but anyway, you'll definitely see more streaming. So,
Yeah.
his two questions, you know, right out the gate, I wanted to put this one out first because it's what everybody has been bitching about. Is Reversal Edge ruining the game for casuals and competitive players? So, let's start with that one. You want to start off?
Okay. Reversal Edge has two answers, and I haven't really seen anyone try and use the second one. The first one is obviously just sidestep. Just sidestep. And even then, there are some moves where you have such a little recovery.
The legend will
that
never
you can
die.
do them and then sidestep after the reversal edge. Now that's going to be character dependent, and it's probably going to be reversal edge dependent as well. But there's definitely some moves that you're going to be able to throw into them that are safe to reversal edge. People just don't know. Also, actually, there's a third way to deal with it.
Actually,
the
real
third way to
quick.
deal with it is just hit the startup of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Hit the startup of it. But
yeah.
You have to be like way ahead of it.
Yeah,
like
because
you have to be doing like AA at like +5 or something.
yeah, I know, because like there definitely is startup to reversal edge, which I think is in a lot of situations why you might want to pick GI over reversal edge, because GI seems to have faster startup.
Yes.
And
Yes.
what was I gonna say? Back to your when you mentioned certain strings just flat out beating reversal edge, I noticed that too. When I was doing BB and they were trying to reversal edge, if I did BBB, the last hit would come out at the end. Because how that works is sometimes you see the reversal edge be held for super long and then release, but that only happens on strings at jail. And if a string doesn't
Yeah.
jail, they're gonna release when the time is up.
Yes, or they have to choose, which is that was the third way that I said nobody's been doing it, because there's certain strings where, like with Zhanghua, I could do AAA, and if you try to reversal edge after the second A, the third hit will hit you.
Yes.
So you have to wait, and it creates a gap because since AA has small recovery, that I can now sidestep or I can do it. So there's ways that you can swing into reversal edge and create mix-ups to potentially get launch combos, and that's pretty ridiculous. Like that's guaranteed damage when reversal edge typically gives a mix-up.
And also another one, I don't know if you mentioned, is break attacks.
Yes.
Break
attacks are great.
Break attacks are amazing. And a lot of times when I would see, like everybody that was playing online, you saw the nightmare players, they're partying super hard with reversal edge because, they found a defensive option that isn't blocking, so obviously, low-level players are going to do that. And, a lot of break attacks, when they catch either reversal edge or guard impact, which both of them, both of them lose to reversal edge, you'll get a lethal hit and you can get huge combos. So a lot of times when I was reading people, load up a reversal edge, A plus B, everybody just press L1, universal answer for everyone.
Yup.
And most characters get huge ass launch punishes.
Yeah, no, that's a universal A plus B versus reversal edge gets lethal hit.
Yes. Alright, so I think in other words...
Another thing I want to talk about, since we're on the subject of reversal edge, have you noticed that there's a pretty big disparity in the weight of different attacks?
The legend
like
will
within
never
the
die.
rock, paper, scissors.
The legend will never die.
One pretty sad option for every character.
Hold on, I'm trying to get my alerts to stop having volume because it's like going over us, but I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Because like it keeps on showing the followers, like the legend will never die, and I'm like, yo, how do I get it to shut the fuck up? I just wanted to like show the thing that somebody's following. Fuck it, I'm just gonna turn it off right now, and then like I'll thank everybody at the end. Cause I'm
just get in there afterwards. But no, I can totally understand like people getting salty over reversal edge. I called that literally the first time I played Link or as a combo breaker. Because he was the first person I played that really got how to use it. And I kept trying different things to do it, and every time there wasn't a break attack involved, nothing worked. Because like you just have to sit there and wait and do nothing.
Yeah.
Because if they're gonna wait, then you have to wait. And that's just annoying.
Yeah.
So annoying. People just want to push buttons. And the window on it is
the
so
legend
huge.
will never die.
The time
oh my
you use
god, it still played the sound.
Yeah, it's so huge. Like, they could do anything. They could do anything. They could do they could do a interrupt. They could do a mix-up. They could do a throw.
Yo,
it's everything.
I have the volume turned all the way the fuck down on the follower alerts, and it's still doing it. It's still playing the sound. Hold on. Let me try this.
The alert will never die.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, shut the fuck up.
Yo, shout outs to Ragnarok. That guy's awesome.
Yeah, that's my man's. Alright. So, yeah, in short term, is it ruining the game for competitive players? No. But is it ruining it for casuals? Honestly, like, anything can ruin the game for casuals. Because, like...
Yes and no. I think it's pretty good because...
I mean, I think it's pretty good too, but, go on.
It gives casuals a tool that they can, like, understand.
Yeah.
Like, you do not need a galaxy brain to apply reversal edge. It's fairly simple. It's like, did he push a button? Did he not push a button? Did he push a break attack? You can boil the game down to that unless you don't have a ton of frame advantage.
Yes.
And... I think it's good for casuals, even though it's going to be kind of frustrating for. I think it's going to be the most frustrating to people trying to compete at a low to mid level.
Yeah,
because you're going to be trying to take the game seriously, and you're going to lose to somebody who's like, button a reversal edge, let's go.
Yeah, it's hard partying, not blocking. Like they unbound their guard button and just put a reversal edge button. See, the G button doesn't exist. It's just B plus G.
I actually know someone who did that.
Oh, what?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie at all.
Who the fuck did that? Throw him under the bus.
Okay. Triple J did that.
Damn.
He's used to. Okay, no, check this out. He's used to binding 2 guard buttons.
All right.
And you can only have 1 in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So he literally couldn't guard impact people because he had guard on his shoulder and he always used guard on the face on the X button to guard impact. So he was like, I've literally never had to do this before. I just can't do it on the fly. So it was a point where I was like, dude, you need to map regular guard to reversal edge. So at least when your instincts fire, you will do something useful.
Yeah.
Because if you try and do anything else, you're pretty fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I wonder if he can use a throw button there.
Maybe like what?
Because forward and throw in a post guard impact state, the throw shouldn't matter.
No,
like
it shouldn't.
Reject the throw as an input. I wonder if the buffer will take forward A plus guard as GI.
Maybe. I mean, obviously you can't do it in neutral.
Test. Obviously, but the problem is that the re-GI.
Yeah. And then the second question this guy has is, do you think general high damage for most characters is going to affect the game in a negative way? No, I don't think so. You know, that seems to be generally what Namco does. You know, look at like every version of Tekken, like obviously doesn't give a fuck about damage. Like, yeah, Paul Phoenix Death Fist, just, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, that's just like
Death Fist counter hit damage is off-putting to people learning the game.
Yeah,
it's like you have to do this combo that looks like fucking algebra notation. And
it's just like, bah!
And I'm just like, wham.
I mean, I don't really think it's going to have that much of an impact on the game in a negative way. I mean, personally, I think big damage is exciting. That's one of the things that I like about a lot of older games, like, you know, watching like Super Turbo tournaments, and then everybody's like, oh shit, like, they get fucked up every time they get hit, so like they gotta be super careful.
Got hit by roundhouse like 25%.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what? Got hit by fucking fierce punch. No, DP does like what? Like
the legend
a third of
will
a
never
bar
die.
counter hit?
Oh my god, these notifications, these alerts. I have the settings like.
But it's still a blow up.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it.
Oh man, you didn't close the little window?
I did, but it's still playing the alert.
What the hell?
I don't fucking know. It's like it's not showing the alert, but it's playing the sound. I was like, dude, like, shut the fuck up. Like, why?
Just turn off the alert, Nitty. Come
I
on,
did.
I
did. That's what I'm saying. Is I did.
Oh no! Like in the control, in like the, isn't there a thing where you could set the alert volume to mute?
I did. Like I have the Streamlabs thing up. I have the volume all the way down. I don't have the alerts on the scene that I'm on, and still doing it.
The legend.
Yeah, see, it just fucking did it again. I turned everything off. I saved settings like 60 times. Shut the fuck up, Miggy. You know, don't make me fucking ban you. I'm kidding. I love you.
Yeah, guys, let's actually try to get forward.
Alright, so that covers Lord Dragon's question. So the next one we have is from Excel Turbo. Howdy, John Nitty. This might be late, but if you're still accepting questions, people that are new to SoulCalibur might be interested in all the different ways you can get up from a knockdown and block successfully, or how wake-up buttons work. So, first I wanna mention that it's a lot more simple than Tekken getting off the ground. It's not gonna be like a nightmare for new players, like, because I know that getting off the ground in that game in particular is probably the hardest part for new players, and that's not the hardest part in this game.
Yeah, yeah. But you can still get murdered.
You can still get murdered, but it's like a little bit. It's a little bit more intuitive, I think, for new players.
Yes, it is much more intuitive. It's like if you press block while you're on the way to the ground, you tech roll. Plus press block when your character is all the way on the ground. You will probably not tech roll. You're gonna have to get used to the timing of that on your own. And honestly, there's not a lot of situations where that comes up. So it becomes pretty easy to learn the matchups.
Yeah.
And that's Because it's
So,
only going to be a few things, and usually characters' tech traps work in fairly similar fashions.
mhm.
So
so
it's like, yeah.
So yeah, so we have, you can tech in all the four of the directions: forward, left, right, or backwards, which is performed by doing tapping guard when you're on the way down and like not quite on the ground yet, and then a direction you'll roll in that direction, and on the side where where it says like counter hit or whatever, it will say ukemi, which means that you successfully performed a tech roll.
Yep.
And you could also just fucking completely stay on the ground, which avoids a lot of things. But you also have to keep in mind that there are a lot of moves that also hit people who stay on the ground. You can stay on the ground for however long you want to, even though obviously it's not a great idea to stay on the ground forever. It's not like a lot of 2D games where, you have a time that you're knocked down for and you automatically get up. It's not like that, and you can roll towards the left or the right, which could also be just holding up or down.
Yes, side roll is important.
Side roll is very important.
The way you get up after side roll is after 3 consecutive side rolls. If you roll to this either direction 3 times, you will automatically get up. If you roll twice, you can roll and then lay there. And it's cool. Oh, also, before I forget about Ukemis, forward Ukemi has the fastest tech roll recovery in the game, in every game with Ukemis. So there are some situations where if the option barely hits you as a tech trap, you can tech forward and block it.
Yes.
Where if you tech to the side or you tech backwards, you'll get clipped. But also keep in mind that is extremely situational. Probably best off just staying on the ground.
Yeah. And then you also have obviously the option to just get up and block. Either standing or crouching. You just tap guard when you're already on the ground. You can hold guard and you'll stand right up.
Yep.
And whether you're holding down or holding neutral, you're gonna be standing or crouching. So and then the wake up attack buttons. It doesn't work necessarily the same as a bunch of other games like, in Street Fighter you have reversals, and then in Tekken you have like
will never die.
In Tekken you have like get up kicks and shit like that. Like you generally don't use a whole lot of buttons getting off the ground. A lot of the times you're gonna be getting up and then pressing a button, like you roll out of the way, or like you tech and then block. But I believe you can do like wall rising moves off the ground, but you don't really see people doing it.
You can. It's tricky. It's tricky because depending on how you're knocked down, you can and will wake up and back turn.
Yes.
And have back turn move. That's why a lot of people are getting. They have issues when they try and do soul charge off of wake up setups, because you can't soul charge from back turn, but you can super back turn. So if you're knocked down when you wake up back turn and you try and mash soul charge, you actually get super, because in back turn there is no soul charge, and it unless you're Voldo.
Yeah.
If you're Voldo, you can soul charge in back turn, I would guess. But yeah, there's that. Oh, and the way you could tell if your character will wake up back turn or not, it's pretty much like if you just planted their feet on the ground and stood them straight up, if they will be back turn or not, that's it. So it's like if they're face down and feet towards you, then they'll get a back turn, or if they're face up, head towards you, then they'll get a back turn.
Yes.
Which is very important. Chat guy wants to ask about reversal edge.
Yes, we have answered that, Landonio. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. Thank you everyone that is tuning in here. If you super in back turn, will it auto face the opponent? This man asks.
Yes.
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 Zephyr Serrano, Senano, not Serrano, Senano. All right.
That's the Pedro Serrano.
Yes.
And Jobu.
All right. So we got through that one. So let's go to the next one. For this is Cthulhu Saves, he asks, Also for your stream, how do combos work in this game? I can't tell when something is going to link off a knockdown or not. So, you want to start off with this one?
Yeah.
I'm horrible at explaining how combos work, so...
Alright, there's a few different ways to do combos. They're actually all interesting from people who play other games, because the way that standing combos work, if you get a standing stun, you get counter hit on everything in that standing stun as it was the first hit. So if there's a 3-hit string with a crumple stun, if the last hit hits as a counter hit, and you're trying to like stagger and get them to swing into that hit, in a stun combo that just works. Okay, so you can do string and like stun into stun into stun into stun. Thing is, you can't repeat the same stun. If you repeat the same stun, it pops them out and they can block. Okay, and for juggles like air combos, you have air control. I don't know any other game that has air control.
Yeah.
There are a lot of ways to lock it out in this game, but the way it works is you have control. Like, you have literally 8-way directional movement over your body in the air while you're being comboed. So typically you want to go either one of the backwards diagonals, which is like down or 1 or 7.
Yes.
And you want to change it naturally if, like, a lot of times if people are really close to you in combos, you could go up forward with a 3 or a 9, and you can get behind them.
Yes.
And you can make their attacks whiff. Or you can just try to stay in the goddamn ring. That's important in a lot of cases.
You don't want to fucking...
There's a lot of points for people, like, if you do not try to air control, you will die.
Yes.
And if you try to air control, you will not die.
Mm-hmm.
You do that by holding forward or up or down forward, like anything with a forward direction, move you forward instead of backwards, which is death.
Yeah.
Wall combos are actually interesting. You get 2 wall stuns, and only 2 wall stuns. So you can do, like, and that can make things kind of easy for a lot of people when they pick it up, because there's a lot of points where you can just do big launcher, it walls, you do big launcher again, and then it re-walls. And then you just do it again, and you do your actual combo.
Yeah.
Because after the second wall splat, if you do something that wall splats them again, then it just doesn't. So you're able to get combos that you can't before the wall stuns are over. And some characters just have it easy, like Mitsurugi. I was literally, like, since the 4K and 4KB doesn't knock down anymore and it's the B, I literally was like, I sidestepped somebody to put him next to like make him perpendicular with the wall, and he whiffed. So I was like 4KB, 6B, regular ass combo with like Half-Life.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And I found some really cool grow combos at the wall. Oh man.
Yeah.
Dude.
Another thing that I want to mention is, unlike a lot of, people coming from a 2D background, you're generally not going to get combos off of lows for the most part. It's not like you have, you'll be like low forward into like nonsense like in Street Fighter, or like you're going to look for like a low combo starter or an overhead combo starter in an NRS game. Or like Tekken has low launchers and stuff like that. Those are a lot less common in SoulCalibur.
Yes,
so
entirely.
Like a lot of
the whole way of blocking is reversed.
Yeah.
From a 2D game to like a Tekken and a SoulCalibur, it's like in a 2D game, you're default blocking low, and you look for like aerial moves, and you try and yomi the overheads or react to the overheads. Whereas in a 3D game, you're trying to yomi the low or react to the low.
Yes.
And you're blocking mid all the time.
Blocking standing. And also to keep in mind, hit levels work a little bit differently. Mids in 2D games, generally you can block either crouching or standing. In 3D games, you have to block mid standing. If you're crouching, you're going to get popped.
Yes, all mids are overheads except special mids.
Yes. And it's also good to note that, ducking will generally open you up to the launchers. So that's where a lot of your combo starters are.
Yeah. Yeah, important.
Yeah.
Important to know how the damage matriculates.
Yeah, so this man's talking about hell sweeps and snake edges. Like, yeah, there are online lows in this game, but for the most part, they're not going to launch. It's not going to be like, oh shit, there's this laggy Brian play who's just going to fucking murder me with snake edge. You
Even
know?
Nightmare 1A doesn't launch anymore.
No, it just knocks down.
Knocks or no, it doesn't. I think normal hit it does. It just hits.
Oh,
Standard.
well, to be honest, like
But
I
I'm
only
pretty
really
sure
got.
on counter hit, it does. So if he catches you moving, and that has a lethal hit if it hits someone tech rolling.
Yeah.
So if you tech trap into it, then it hits like snake hit.
IV22K might as well be an online snake edge.
It might be as well be an
Yeah.
online snake edge, but it's still like a 15% button. It's not like 40% snake edge.
Yeah.
Like snake edge into wall into I just died in 2 hits.
All right. So what snake edge is it's a move that Brian has in Tekken,
Oh yes.
which a lot of other characters have similar moves to it. Like we just all call them snake edges for the most part. At least I do. Or it's like a low launcher where you get a full ass combo, and they're generally slow as shit. And if you're playing offline, people are gonna block that. Anybody halfway decent is gonna be able to react to it, block, and launch you.
Yeah. The snake edge is like it's the low that you should be able to block, but you can't because it's the internet. And in Tekken, it gives an absurd amount of damage. Like eating a snake edge in Tekken is literally like a 40% combo, or like if they take you to the wall, that can be more than half life. That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's really dumb.
So anyway, we got the next one. It's from Joe. Any really good move highlights? Moves that players should be checking out, looking out for the characters you've played. Like I thought Zasa's Super having an auto GI and tournament I watched was pretty phenomenal. And I'm gonna start because like he mentioned the character that I play, Zasa Lamel. Obviously, the Super is like probably the cheapest thing ever. like it's
Galaxy brain.
Yes, it's not much thinking. It's
like god damn.
It's like if there's any shadow of a doubt that he's gonna push a button, just do it. Because worst case scenario, if he blocks it, you're plus, and they get an orb. But like if they step it, they're gonna punish you. But like if they step and hit a button, they're still gonna get hit. They have to step and do nothing and wait
until I lab enough where I understand how to deal with that move.
Yeah, and another couple of moves with Zasalamel that were really good is 6K. Is really good. It's a high fast move that gives an orb on hit, and on certain counter hit situations, I haven't figured out which ones exactly they are. It said in the Namco notes that if you counter hit a low, but I found myself counter hitting moves that aren't a low and still getting, a lethal hit. You get a knockdown, which puts you in a 50-50 situation where you can get 6-6A plus B or 6-6A, which are... So like if after the lethal hit they side tech, it's gonna get out of 6-6A plus B, but they'll get hit by 6-6A, and back tech and staying on the ground gets out of 6-6A, but will get hit by 6-6A plus B. So in either situation, you're either gonna cash out on the orb that you placed on them, or you're gonna apply an extra orb on them. Because going into the next move that I put as a really good, move to highlight from him is his 6-6A, which is a long-range step-killing mid that on hit guarantees 6K. So you get a guaranteed curse for catching somebody stepping. Super long range. It's only a little bit punishable. Like you'll get like AA punished, or for those who aren't as familiar with like how much that is, similar to like a jab punish in Tekken. So it's
don't
not
do it against Sophie.
Yeah, just don't do it against Sophie. It's like probably like -13 or something like that. Another good move I want to mention is his 2-2B, which is sidestepping tech crouch launcher. Which, to break that down in layman's terms for people that aren't as familiar with the terminology, is it sidesteps so linear moves will whiff, and there's also frames that he's crouching. So, or like high crush frames for Tekken players, where like if they try to throw out a high, which is generally a lot of the moves that beat out step, like the fastest moves that beat out step, like AA, it will go under it, and you get a huge ass combo.
Okay.
And then there's a couple of lows here and there that you use, like 1A, which when you're in Soul Charge, you get 1AB, which brings them closer to you and puts you plus. You have your main Punisher 4-6B that has a just frame version to it, which is your main punishment tool as SoulCalibur, and any other. I mean, 6AA is another really good move. It's a high that pulls your opponent into you and you're plus on block. And you also have 6AB if they're trying to duck under it. And if they duck under the first hit and they're still ducking on the second hit and get popped by the B, you'll get a lethal hit where they're guaranteed to launch.
Oh, nice.
So those are the moves I'd like to highlight for SoulCalibur. There were a couple other ones I was using, but I think those are your general moves that you're going to want to lay the big cheese on people with. What are some moves that you want to go over with some of the characters you were playing? Hello? You there? Did I just lose you? Hello? Did I just lose him? Rip. Hold on, where'd he go? What happened? We're not using Skype, we're using Discord. Oh, your Discord crashed. Alright, we'll give him a second to get back on. So, what's up everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, a move to watch out for is the full screen low grab. Icy Chains, Rambro. While we're fucking waiting for Bibulus to get back, I'm gonna just quickly thank everyone that has followed so far. Where is this? Dashboard. Alright, so Repratter 64, Salty Quinn, King Greekill, Zephyr Sonano, Sun Gohan X, XS Sadist XX 2013, Symbol 321, Linkors, and Juggernaut, and No Mystery God. Thank you guys all for following, and it's much appreciated. Did you see what you wrote about Tira? No. Who are good Cervantes mains? There's not a lot of footage of SoulCalibur VI Cervantes, but you should look up. You should be on the lookout for Sultan. He was a good Cervantes player. Hates was a very good Cervantes player. I don't know who he's gonna go with this time around. Doc Vizio, he was pretty good. Shen Chan, very good. What did he write? When Tira goes through 9 mood changes, she gets a permanent soul charge on her gloomy stance? Really? Interesting.
The legend will never die.
Yeah, stock Vizzo. Well, you don't think he's good? Rambro, thanks for the follow, sir. Kowtow, you're not wounded. I thought you were a Geralt player now. Alright, so you're back?
Okay. Yeah, I'm back. The PC over there didn't work, so I just moved to the next one.
Okay, cool.
Bonuses of being in a LAN center.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you were suggesting...
Right, so you were talking about SoulCalibur.
Yeah, so what characters did you have some recommended cheap shit for?
Grow is cheap. Like, everything about him is cheap. People are like, oh my god, he's getting nerfed, he's getting this. I'm not going to be surprised if Grow gets nerfed in every patch that SoulCalibur VI gets, and he's still a top character. Like, his kit's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, his 2A plus B gives so much advantage on block, it's silly, and it tracks. Like, it just tracks.
Which one is his 2A plus B?
It's the low guard break thing.
Oh, I think I know which one
Yeah,
you're talking about.
that
Yeah.
gives like a plus a bajillion.
Mm-hmm.
And it forces people to stay on their toes. So it's just like good for keeping people at bay. His stand A plus B guard break is really good. I started using his 8A plus B in combos recently
All right.
because the way it works is like it brings the screen up with the opponent and then you land and you can go into stance.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't even see you when you do it. And the screen comes back down as the person falls, and by then you're already like winding up your move.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the mixed potential from there feels really, really strong. What's really cheap with Grow? 6-6 AA and 6-6 BB
Yeah.
are the first moves you need to use in neutral. The AA is unsafe to A's or Sophie stab, but it's still really good and you should use it. Both of these moves sidestep,
Mm-hmm.
and they're really good for controlling neutral. His 3B is really strong. His AA and BB are really strong. His while standing punishers are kind of whack, but you can use 6 BB or just super.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you duck something and you really want to kill somebody who's like right at that health partition, you could just rip a super.
Yeah.
But honestly, the most important thing to grow with Grow, as far as I'm concerned, is learning how to use his soul charge.
Yes. Get all the teleports down.
Dude, it's so good. I started towards the end of the beta, like day 2, I was starting to be like, if I win round 1 and I have a full bar at the end, I was just like, I'm gonna go in at the beginning of the round, and if I end up in negative frames and I don't have a plan for what to do, I'm just gonna pop soul charge and try and maul you to go up like 2 rounds real quick, because the amount of times I have gone like 100 to 0 on people in like 15 10-second rounds was like, yeah, I'm just gonna pop soul charge.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or it's just a great comeback potential late in the game. I think he's got one of the best soul charge for comebacks.
All right. So, Juggernaut, he's asking if 6-6 BB is a double overhead.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's a double overhead, and it doesn't jail between the hits. So if you try to push a button, you're going to get clipped. But there's a gap for you to use a GI in there. So you can try and counterplay it with GI because it is safe on block. But if he I don't know, it's a dangerous place to get counterplayed because he gets too good of a reward for doing 6-6B into nothing then. I feel like the risk reward just isn't, you're not tilting the scales in your favor by attacking that mix up that way, but it's still something I would keep in mind to use once in a while. Like that's something I would like keep in my back pocket until I was trying to make a comeback on somebody.
All right. Any other moves you want to highlight with Grow?
Dude, I could seriously talk about his entire move list. Everything is cheap.
All right then.
Everything is cheap. Actually, hold on. The 6A series is really, really important because it sets up. He's got a 6AA, and in Soul Charge he also gets a 6K follow up, which is a Soul Charge kick, and he can also do 6AA stance in Soul Charge. It's like 6AA teleport forward in a stance. But the important thing is you could take the first one directly in a stance, or you can use the second one to check people for trying to check you for going into stance. So on block, it gives you the option of like, it makes the opponent have to guess, is he going to swing the second hit or is he not going to swing the second hit? And if you guess right, then you get a free stance mix up. And it's also a counter hit combo. So if you can use it to check people for stepping, and because it's tracking high, and I was even using it as a punish sometimes. But honestly, if you want to punish someone and go into a stance mix up, you should use 6BB instead of 6A. But no, 6A is it's a really good tool to pressure and start to get a feel for how Grow's stance mix-ups work. Like I feel like if you're looking to get your feet wet with the character, that's one of the first moves you should start messing around with, because it's very, very simple. It's like you use a second hit to check people for like trying to stuff your stance mix-ups, and when you get them to hesitate, then yeah. And especially I like that because when people get trained to swing into the second hit can ring out on counter hit. So once I see people are ready to swing back in that scenario, I just kind of stop using that move and go to other things until I get to a ring out scenario, and then I just use that to pop them out the ring and pick up a round. And yeah, let's just go to the next question before I talk about the whole move list. Did the thing stop working again?
Hello? Hello?
Okay.
All right, that was my bad.
Does it still work?
Yeah,
okay.
no, because I muted my mic while you were talking.
Okay,
All right, so
yeah, push to talk as your friend.
Yeah. Also, someone in the chat was asking about Maxi and Talon. Did you have any time with those characters?
Maxi is one of the most interesting characters to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about him just keeps me intrigued, but I don't want to play him because I like playing characters that have a lot of range, and Maxi really has to close the gap.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of makes me not want to play him as my main, but I'm most definitely going to counterpick people with Maxi because he's disgusting.
All right.
That character has never had, like, honestly, I don't know if there's any character that gets as much rewards for really knowing what's going on as Maxi does.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you get bonus properties for doing loops all over the place now, and it really opens up for, like, you have so many options that are all effective. It's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Yeah, what do you
can
want
do
to
it.
do? All right,
Yeah,
so
like, especially like his what was it? His behind lower B. Like, he's always got that low high kick that always messes with people, and the mid from that stance has always been hot garbage. Like, horrible. Like in SoulCalibur 3, every time I saw Maxi go into behind lower stance, I would block low. 100%. And you know what? If he did the mid, I got to stab him. Okay? So it was really gimmicky. But now, if he loops into specifically if he loops into behind lower B, the mid, it gets a lethal hit combo for like 25, a third of a bar. And it's like everything about him is better.
yeah,
Everything about him is better. It's like, I feel like it's the strongest Maxi ever.
mm-hmm. And then Talon,
Talon.
I didn't get much experience against her, but like I've only really played one player that knew what he was doing, and he was pretty laggy, so I didn't really get a good feel for it. But what about your experience?
Pretty ridiculous. Talon kind of bothers me on paper because she can do reversal edge into flip away. Like that kind of bothers me on paper. Like, I feel like reversal edge is supposed to be a risk. You should not be able to just charge reversal edge and fly away and be safe. Like, that on a fundamental level, that's just like that. I'm kind of like, really?
Mm-hmm.
But that's all good. It's all good. We'll play it.
All right, so let's move on to the next question. This is from Dark Wraith 0. If I wasn't halfway across the globe, I'd tune in. Only cues I have right now are, what would you consider his ass's strengths and weaknesses? I'll start with that one, and I'll go right there, because I was playing him mostly. His strengths, he has really good space control. He can really control where you are, where his opponent is in the ring, on both hit and block, and he has a very strong ring out game and high damage. Generally, in the mid range, he's very good, and he has the ability to pull you closer to him, so he can go for things like, frame traps with the 6K pimp hands, or like use that to get you to try to duck under it, and mix up with that. But as far as weaknesses go, the two things that I noticed in particular were first, like, he doesn't have the fastest buttons. He has some fast buttons, but they don't really have the greatest range. And the big one is that he has very weak punishment compared to the rest of the cast. He doesn't really have, like, he does have his AA, his 6K, but like the
6B?
the 6B is like,
come on, 4-6B. No,
4-6B, that's 16 frames, and that's like And everything before that, you don't have anything good before 16 frames.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like, there's a lot of things that like, other characters can punish that you're not really gonna be able to punish up until 16 frames. At 16 frames, he does get a really good punish, but that's about it. And it also doesn't help that his generic 3B launcher is, it's believed right now to be around 20 frames, where a lot of characters are much faster.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he doesn't get like launch punishes as easy, and would need to go to 4.6B.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
4.6
feels like that too. His 3B doesn't pop in a lot of places.
Yeah.
He's got to take 6BB to punish.
Yeah.
But it gives his stance mixed up, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah, but what's it called? 4.6B with orbs is fucking amazing because it allows a punish because you just, depending on how many orbs you get more damage. Like if you have one orb, you get an extra 6.6B. If you have 2, you get 6BB or 6.6A plus B. And if you have 3, you get the big damage with 2A plus B, that big guard crush like Scythe Slam.
Whoa.
Into 6.6B afterwards.
Whoa! So there is a 3-star combo. Okay.
Yeah, there is a 3-star
Okay.
combo.
Okay.
Generally, in a lot of situations where you are where you time stop him on the ground with 3 orbs, you get the 2A plus B.
Cool.
Like if you
Interesting.
like if you do
6.6A plus B time stop, I get that.
yeah, you get turnaround into that.
Huh.
Yeah, so
Cool.
like 6. If you do 6K, they either tech backwards or stay on the ground, and you hit him with 6.6A plus B. You time stop, G to turn around, 2A plus B, 6.6B.
Oh,
And it does a fuck ton of damage.
And you don't spend the orbs if you whiff.
No, you don't spend the orbs if you whiff.
You just get murdered.
Yeah, you just get murdered. But if they
Yeah.
block, you're safe.
Yeah, so that's a tech trap, so they can't really block.
Alright.
If they block, you spend the orbs and you're safe.
Yeah. How did the patch affect him overall? How does he feel now? He definitely got a slight nerf. The biggest one to note is his 3A plus B. I mean, his 3AB. No longer reverse ring outs on normal hit. Before it would
Really?
no, it doesn't. So before, like, it would bring you it would switch sides and reverse ring out. Now that only happens on counter hit. On normal hit, they pull him close to you at a lot of frame advantage. So instead, you get a mix up instead of a reverse ring out. So it's not like terrible. Like you still get a pretty good situation.
Yeah.
Of course, reverse ring out's
You
preferred.
still get the combo for people swinging and people trying to move.
Yeah. And then it combos, it just doesn't give that interaction.
Yeah, but okay, you still get the kill.
Yeah. And then the other big change that he has is he has his B plus K, which is where he would kind of like charge up and then do that palm, and it would give you an orb on block. You used to be able to cancel that stance into the palm a lot faster. Now it's slow as shit, and I don't know how I'm going to use it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like 30 frames or some shit now for the fastest release.
That explains.
Yeah, that's why
I was trying to do it and I was just winding up for a week. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it's like that now.
A while ago. Oh man.
Yeah, like
Well, that sucks.
yeah, which I'm just happy that like when I was playing the E3 build, I didn't really create that many strategies for it yet, so it's not something I have to adjust to as much.
Yeah.
Like if I really sat down with it and created strategies with it, I'd be super butthurt, but I didn't, so it's whatever.
Whatever. It's still good. Or who knows? We'll see.
Next question: what the fuck do I do against this nutty character? You definitely have to abuse the fact that he has weak punishment. So there's a lot of situations that when you're put a pushback in negative, as long as you're not negative 16, he can't do anything about it. Like
Yeah.
like a lot of things that are like negative 15 with pushback, negative 14 with pushback, he's just not going to be able to do anything because like his BB is also slow. It's just as fast as his 4.6B. So, like, he really doesn't have those fast moves unless, you're doing AA or 2A or 6K.
Okay.
So you definitely want to do that, and you want to, of course, look out for the super, the CE, of
Yeah.
course. You
Yeah.
want to be very careful about stepping, because a lot of things that he has with step, like the main thing I was using to beat out step was 6-6A, and that you get a free curse, and with
Yeah.
curses you get a lot, of tools to play around with. Like, if you have two orbs against the ring edge, you have a 50-50 between a low and a mid that rings out, that's safe. Because you can either do 1BB time stop into 4-6B, or you can do 4-6B, and the time stop makes it safe on block.
Ooh.
hmm
Ooh.
So yeah, you want to be really aware of your ring positioning also.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. How do you not get CE'd? Is my method for not get CE'd is literally figure out when the guy's trying to CE and then pop soul charge so I can punish him as hard as possible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
It
that's
was
another thing.
actually hilarious. I
That-
was this is the point where I was playing Grow, and I was like, you get the read for when somebody's looking for it, and it's like, okay, he's playing apprehensive enough where it feels like he's looking for it. Soul charge, backstep, stance draw, kick,
yeah.
galaxy brain,
Another thing
and then
that
teleport across the screen and slap him around.
another thing about like not getting hit by it, soul charge activations beat out the CE, so they'll just get knocked back and they don't get it. And it eats their meter, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, same with all the supers, all the counter supers,
Yes.
and all the supers in general.
And also, if you're Yoshimitsu, the CE,
Yeah.
CE back is his break attack.
Yeah, that works. That's dangerous though, because then you're just doing it in neutral. And doing Yoshi C in neutral, did you try stepping that? Stepping that is so easy.
Oh, I didn't try stepping it. I did
Stepping that is so easy.
I got the
People say you
tech.
got hit when you try to step it. Every time I saw the shit flash, and I was like, I'm just standing there. I'll try to step. It worked.
Well,
Every single time.
I have better
Good
ideas
too.
because I'm Zasama and I have CEs. I would block it and then pop my CE, because there's no way in hell they're not pressing buttons after I block it.
Why wouldn't you just take a free combo?
Because I didn't try stepping
Like,
it. I
you
was
get
just
a free 2-2-B.
I'll be honest, like that's just not what came to my mind, because I didn't think you can step it. I was like,
Okay.
oh, well, they're obviously gonna press the button, so I'm gonna do this.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
This makes sense. But realistically, the only time you should block that is if he messes up a whiff punish.
Okay.
Like, if you're in recovery, then you should try to block, because you won't be able to step immediately like that. The only time you
Yeah.
should try to step is if you're in neutral. Like, if you're moving, if you haven't pushed the button already, then sure. But if you're, like, questionably able to block, just try to block. Don't try to move. You'll get clipped. It'll be bad.
Alright, so the next question he has is, how was the matchmaking / online experience, and how did the PS4 native lag affect you, or if at all? I just want to go off right away saying that the PS4 native lag definitely did not affect me. Playing the game during the E3 builds, it felt very good offline, and I didn't notice anything due to the PS4 native lag actually fucking anything up. As far as the matchmaking and online experience goes, I felt like the connections for the most part were very good, minus the fact when someone is playing on Wi-Fi, it was very obvious, and like that seemed to be the only time people would lag.
I'll be honest. I played on Wi-Fi for a little bit. It was still pretty good.
It was still pretty good.
Still pretty good. Yeah, there was a point where, like, I woke up and I didn't feel like moving the console, because where my house is, we don't have, like, we do offline play all the time, so we don't have a wired connection set up. I gotta move the console, and I was like, I'm only gonna play for an hour. Let me see what the Wi-Fi is like. The Wi-Fi felt pretty damn good.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
felt incredibly good.
because like one thing
Not
that I
that I
know,
would recommend it, but
yeah,
like, it worked.
I mean, because like the overseas connections felt great, and it's known that there's certain parts of America that good internet isn't very easily accessible. So generally, the more laggy players were Americans, but that could just be because they're not it's not available over there. And Justin was playing on a fucking phone hotspot in the TFC hotel. Damn, he's going to hell when he dies, because that was definitely laggy.
Wow. Justin was that guy.
Damn.
Way to go.
Way to go. All right.
Justin Denning.
All right, so let's go with the next question. These guys pretty much asked the same question. First is from our good friend Lord Ragnarok. How do you stop OP as fuck broken tier carry to the Heaven's Nightmare? And then Hater asked, totally struggled against Siegfried, Nightmare, and Geralt all weekend. General tips to keep in mind in those matchups. So,
Okay.
all right, so
Nightmare.
yeah, Nightmare I think is the character that I got. I mean, that to be honest, all of us probably got the most experience against, because it seemed like every other person playing was playing Nightmare.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Nightmare is really important to learn the matchup. It's weird to say that, but it's like there's just a lot of points where if you know what to do, he's suddenly not scary. But if you don't know what to do, he's goddamn terrifying.
Absolutely.
So it's like you have to know things like you need to interrupt his Grimstride mix-ups with horizontals.
Yes.
Because he parries all verticals, but typically when he does that, 2A is just free.
And
like if you block 3-3A and he steps towards you, 2A is just free.
yeah, and
But if you do BB, while BB will hit him, counter hit if he does buttons. If he does his parry, then you get mopped.
yeah. One thing to note is that the Grimstride, it's the thing that's kind of like a crouch dash that has an auto GI. In case you're here and you don't know the name of the stances.
Yes.
It's like his crouch dash, and it's very important to check with 2A, or what I personally like also is tech crouching horizontals, because a lot of his options out of that are high.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of people were having trouble dealing with 2BB. I don't think that's a big problem.
Is
I never thought that was a
2BB
big problem.
is 2BB the double like slam down, and then it pushes
It's
you back?
it's like it's you don't know what Nightmare 2B is? It's like the swipe down in a low stance and then the nose job.
Okay,
button.
yeah. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck his notations are.
Yeah. Yeah, well he does one swing down to go in a low stance, then he does this upward thrusting thing where he kind of like thrusts his sword at your face, trying to give you a nose job.
Mhm.
But the thing is, that was a natural combo in the last build. It got kind of nerfed. Not a natural combo anymore.
Mhm.
And you just have to understand that he's going to go into stance very quickly after that. So if you're in range and you sidestep 2B, you need to just swing really fast. You swing a BB, you swing like a 2A. You don't want to swing AA because he can crouch under that with stuff.
Yeah.
So like a BB or 2A, where you just stay compact.
Mhm.
Or you can just sidestep again because he's probably going to swing the B and try and hit you swinging again.
Yeah.
And the B follow-up will track.
Mhm.
So it's like, but it'll track there because it tracks when he swings. So you
Yeah.
have to sidestep after the swing starts.
Mhm.
It's very important. So it's like if he tries to do that on block, you can block the first and then step out of the second.
Yeah. Another thing for Nightmare is you want to be very familiar with your long-range block punishers, because a lot of the moves that push you back are fairly negative. So,
Yes.
like, very good for, like, Sophidia to do, like, stabs. For me, with Zoslamel, I was doing 4-6B, that, like, ghetto stab-looking thing. And then with Keelik, I think it's 4K slide B, I think, is his long-range punisher. I don't know what the input is. I think that's what it is, but don't quote me on it.
I don't know. Kill the guy's stuff. I played. What are you talking about punishing?
Like just for like things that are like long range things that are negative, because like there are a lot of things that Nightmare has that push you out that are still very negative. That I don't know what the notation is. It kind of looks like he does his 6-6B twice. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, 6-6B is another example of a move that you can punish that
Yeah.
pushes you out far.
Oh, you got to be careful with that button now. You can go into you're like plus on block in the stance.
Oh,
It's kind
really?
of ridiculous. Yeah, but it pushes you out a lot. But
Mhm.
it's one of those things where like if you try where he used to be unsafe And if you try and stab there, that's not going to work.
Oh, okay.
Like if he does 2-2B into stance B, I think you're about to get wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
If you swing in there.
All right.
Like that's, but against like Siegfried, sure. Siegfried, you block 6-6B, you do the thing, you hit him.
Okay, I know, because the two-hitting one that looks kind of similar, where he kind of does like the, he does 2 slams on the ground.
I gotta see it.
I don't fucking know what the notation is. And then
Yeah. Okay, let's keep moving.
the one step killer move that he was using a lot, 6AA. You know, you can duck under the second hit; it doesn't jail. And one big thing I want to mention is that his super was fucking up a lot of people, and it does not have armor that goes through lows or throws.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, the armor on that works how you would expect armor to work in other games.
yes.
So it's really easy to deal with in that. Also, his armored buttons are pretty easy to deal with on block. You have to learn how to apply a mix-up after you block his explosion, but it gives you frame advantage at like a mid-range where you can check him from backstepping away from you. So you can definitely start set play from blocking there, and there's just buttons that are safe. Like if he does like an armored button and he armors like a 2A, for example, you could block that 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Alright.
And all of his armored buttons or his other armored buttons are unsafe. Like the thing where he does the spins, 6BB, that's launch punishable if you're in range. That would be one where it would be like you're too far, you're really far away, but you could punish otherwise. Like that's something where like I think some characters might have trouble 3D punishing that at a lot of ranges. So you would have to learn the character specific punish for your character there.
Right.
And then his other typical armored move is a 6AA. That you already talked about that. That's high. You could duck and punish.
Yeah. And then was it 4KK mid high the punch? Is that 4 or is that 6KK?
Yeah, 4KK. You're right, 4KK. He's got a mid out of that now, but the mid honestly doesn't scare me unless he's in Soul Charge.
I haven't seen anybody go for a mid once off of that string, but it exists, so that's good to know.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so...
Yeah, you can't mindlessly just fire a tech crouch move after you block 4K.
Oh, that's what I was doing and people were getting fucked up. I didn't know that mid exists. Alright, so Siegfried and Geralt I didn't get as much experience with. Siegfried I was having a lot more trouble with. But you want to go over those real quick?
Okay, hold on. What character?
Siegfried. Yeah, let's do Siegfried first.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, there's distractions. Siegfried is... Okay, the trick to fighting Siegfried is you have to figure out where his optimal range is and then hang back. Like his range kind of ends abruptly outside of like a specific few buttons. So like the easiest way to bottleneck Siegfried's play is to figure out like the range on his AGA and try and stay a little bit outside of that and learn how to whiff punish him from that range, because then you can play the spacing game back at him. What you don't want to do against Siegfried is stay in the range where it's outside of your 2A and inside of his AGA range. That's Siegfried land, okay? He has laid claim to that. His buttons from that range are all stellar. So you're playing his game when you choose to engage him at that range. Doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, but I'm just saying be wary about staying there too long. Like you could stay there, but typically you want to move forward or you want to move back to make him try and have to use his moves that aren't so good on paper.
All right. And then really quickly with Geralt's
really basic. He's really basic. The important things to know against Geralt are tech to your left. If he ever tries to do that trooper roll combo stuff, none of that is real. Like you probably saw that match where Sonic Fox destroyed me at SCR. All of those combos involving trooper roll, none of that is real.
All right, good to know.
None of it at all. Everything else against Geralt, it's like Oh, a lot of people were having trouble with him spamming. You gets in a soul charge and he spams either the fire spell or the explosion spell. Against that, just bide your time and try to just guard the fire so it lessens the chip.
Mm-hmm.
Because from there, his options are fairly limited. Like if you block twice, he has to move forward to do something.
Oh, that
So
actually
it's like you block because the explosion. I don't even think it's safe, but it has pretty good pushback that makes it tough, and it's got a really big hitbox. So if you try and like block it and move, you can get clipped. If you try and block it and push a button, you can get clipped because it's got pushback. If you try and do a punish button, it's not going to reach him, and he hits you. So it's like, typically, I was trying to just let him take his turn twice and then play, because by that time, you've been pushed far enough back where you can try and backstep the explosion and get a whiff punish, or sidestep the fire and get a whiff punish. And it's like, I feel like trading off the like guard damage and chip damage to get to that scenario is just worth it, because my counterplay options improve significantly after I've been pushed away.
Yeah. Also, since you mentioned it in here, I remember somebody asked it in the chat about Just Guard and how it's returning into the game. So,
Just Guard is like, I think, what's the game with Instant Block? Kind of like Instant Block, where it's like it gets you, it might get you meter. It's questionable, but it definitely gets you out of chip damage. Not entirely, but to a large portion. Like, it's worth doing to get out of chip damage. I've heard there's some scenarios where if you Just Guard, it like lessens your block stun for a couple of frames, and it lets you like sidestep where you can't otherwise sidestep. I cannot confirm nor deny any of that right now, but I've heard that it exists, so I'm curious to see what practice mode will show up there, because if it alters the frame data within the game, it does it in a very subtle way that is hard for us to apply right now, or hard for us to calculate and figure out. So that's something that we'll just have to get to as the game becomes more developed. All right, what's the next question?
all right. So
The next topic.
next question. All right, this is asked by our man Juggernaut or Juggly Puff on Twitter. Is there usually frame data available in the game like NRS games? Does the community figure it out? Usually there's no frame data in the game. That's generally a thing that Namco does.
Namco has a company policy against releasing frame data with their game, but it will be very quickly figured out because of the Tekken Bot plugin. I mean, we would have figured it out already if it was a PC beta.
Yeah.
Because it plugs in, from what I understand, it plugs into the game the same way it does. For those of you that don't know, Tekken Bot is a plugin for PC Tekken that literally spits out real-time frame data. So it's like when you block a move, it will tell you are +5 or -3 or whatever. And it will do that every time you have recovery frames relative to your opponent. Like when there is a calculable hit advantage, it will tell you what it is. And since it scrapes it directly from the game, it also lets you know when there are discrepancies in the frame data. Like if you hit somebody back turned and it changes the advantage, it will tell you how much the advantage has changed in a way, directly, and it'll allow you to like figure things out immediately. Really cool. That's like the greatest thing ever for PC Tekken.
Alright, and the next one. What are the most important things a beginner to SoulCalibur needs to know that you wish someone told you when you first began competing in SoulCalibur? Well, for me,
Block is the best button.
yes. That. Let's see what else. Don't party too hard. That's the big one. Don't just fucking throw out haymakers. You know, chill the fuck out. You know.
Yeah, you just use pokes to set up your haymakers. It's
yeah.
important.
Yeah, you
Like,
generally.
first control the pace of the match. Like
Mhm.
the way that the tempo in a 3D fighter works is a lot of times your mix-up tools are not frame traps. Like, for example, in an NRS game, like you end up like plus 20 something, and I'm going to do this overhead or this low, and you have to block all of them. No, in a 3D fighter, it's like I'm going to have to use a move to check you for pushing buttons. And then after I've made you decide that pushing buttons is a bad idea, then I can do these mix-up tools, and these mix-up tools may not beat mashing.
Mhm.
So it's important to take steps to set up your mix-ups and your launchers and your and your haymakers.
Mhm.
Um, Reversal edge is really good. You should learn how to use this.
Yes.
It's incredibly good
Um.
because it takes a lot of the nuance away from the game,
Yeah.
and like understanding exactly how to punish this or react in this situation. It's like, did he push a button? Yeah. What is it? A guard break? No. I win.
Mhm.
Like,
Another thing that you definitely need to do is be very familiar with your punishers, because you don't want to leave any, guaranteed damage off the table because you're snoozing, or you just don't know what the punishers are. Like, you
yep.
got to take all the damage you can get.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. You always want to learn how to take your max damage. It's very important
Mhm.
to do that because especially when you're trying to crack your way into like real competitive play, you are going to struggle to create the opportunities to like be able to take that damage. And by getting your max damage down cold, you allow, and also it's important just to for people to be scared of you.
Mhm.
But by getting your max damage down, it will actually lower the number of hits you need to kill someone.
Yeah.
And you need to take every advantage you can possibly
Mhm.
get. It also has a couple of two really cool things because it makes you scarier to play against when you are solid with your damage. Like, especially in tournaments, you don't need to go max damage. You do not need to do max damage. You need to do consistent damage
Yeah.
first. Don't get so focused. If you can't hit that crazy max damage combo, shave a few damage points off the combo and just get something you will hit consistently
Mhm.
because it is much more effective in a tournament. Because the second I see somebody drop a combo, I'm suddenly like, I feel no pressure to fight against them. It's like, oh, well, I don't have to worry about whiffing because his whiff punish isn't even going to hit as hard as it should.
Mhm.
It's like his whiff punish does half as much damage as the next guy. So I'm only half as worried about whiffing against that person.
Mhm. All right. So the next one, how are
Oh,
throws teched?
oh,
Oh,
hold on,
there's something you want to
one
say?
second. The one I want to rewind it to the important thing about like getting consistent combos is it gives you a comfort zone. Like you dictate the pace of the match. When you start getting used to set play, getting a combo into a mix up is that's how you turn a match around, and that's how you get a big life lead too. Like you score your hit, and suddenly the ball is in your court, and you dictate everything that goes on from that point forward. So it can be a really important thing to just getting your pace in a match, in like a real tournament match.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Uh,
then we were talking. What was the next top?
how are throws teched?
Oh, that's
So
easy.
yeah. So throw breaks changed in this game from older Soul Calibers, but we're not talking about the older ones. We're talking about Soul Calibur 6. So throws. There are two different kinds of throws in the game. There are front throws and reverse throws. Front throws are inputted by doing A plus G, and can be broken by pressing any of the attack buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And no direction. Just press one of them and you're gonna break them. And then the reverse throws are inputted by doing 4 and then A plus G are back and A plus G. And to break those, you need to be holding back and pressing any of the attack buttons. Whichever one you do first will be the break that you get. And, as soon as you do that, no other inputs matter. So, the first one you do, you're committed to that break. There is no visual indicator which one they will do. It is a mix-up, but you have a very large window to break the frame, so you have plenty of time to react to the situation. Like, okay, I'm being thrown. Now, which way do I break? And generally, depending on the situation, you can tell which throw they're going for, because there are a lot of reverse throws, reverse ring out, for example. Some front throws ring out in front of them.
They're all directional.
Yeah,
it's always directional.
Always directional.
If the throw puts you behind the opponent, it will be a backwards break.
Mm-hmm.
If it puts you in front of them, it will be a forwards break. There are a few exceptions to this, like Maxi, for example. All of his throws position change.
Yeah.
But that's always been a Maxi thing.
Yeah. The next, Zephyr Sonano. Is it true most people go for reverse throws? Right now, that is true, because a lot of legacy players aren't used to they aren't used to the new throw break system, so they're kind of getting fucking cooked up by that. But that's gonna change once people are more accustomed to the game.
It's the reason backwards break is the important one to do at the start is because neutral breaks forward. So if people are just mashing, but if they're not conscious about throw breaking, they will break forward and back will be free.
Mm-hmm.
So you pretty much, the meta is against new players, you backwards break until they break it, and then you start the 50-50s.
Mm-hmm. Question 4, we already went over Grow. And then best outlets for high-level discussion and tech aside from 8-Way Run. There's 8wayrun.com, which are the forums for the SoulCalibur community, similar to SRK, Test Your Might, Tekken Zaibatsu, but unlike those sites, people actually fucking use 8-Way Run, and you can get some good information on there. It's not like how Test Your Might's... Yeah, it's not like how Test Your Might's a meme of all the guys that only play ranked and don't really understand how the game works. Like in that stuff.
Tekken Zaibatsu is still Tekken Tag. Have you seen that?
Yeah, it's still Tag.
That made me sad.
Dude, TZ looks like it was made in 2005. And that's probably when the last time the fucking site was updated, visually updated.
Honestly, it is. They haven't visually updated that site in forever. I think they reskinned it, but they never moved off their original forum platform.
Yeah, no.
They've been since the early 2000s.
Yeah, no, because I found out about that site, I think when I was I must have been in middle school. I think I was in 8th grade or something like that when I first seen TZ. Yeah, then SRK, that's Ghost Town. It's just SRK is just the land of legendary shit posts from the arcade days.
Dude.
Legendary shit posts. Is 8-Way Run still active? Yeah, it's still active. Now, there's some other...
Discord.
Yes, I was going to tell you. This man over here actually does have a Discord channel that you can talk about.
I have a few Discords.
You have a few Discords.
Yeah, man. I have too many Discords.
Alright, so you can go
I started
ahead.
the Soul Still Burns because it was as a SoulCalibur 2 matchmaking Discord. But I think that's the biggest SoulCalibur centric Discord out right now. Then I have the Stage of History, which is a SoulCalibur 6 centric thing. I have that one updated as just a general reference for people. So it's you can go through either of them and find the other Discords.
Yeah.
The Zast Discord is lit. Shout outs to Andy Rue.
Yeah.
That guy does a killer job.
Yeah, if you want to
There are character-specific Discords all day.
If you want to, you can shoot the link for your Discords in the messages.
What? Hold on, I just got befuddled. My Twitch channel went live.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's not supposed to happen.
Oh no, someone's streaming from your PC that normally streams on a different channel and forgot to change it.
Is that a rebroadcast?
It might
looks
be
like a rebroadcast.
Oh, well, cool. It's a rebroadcast.
Not cool. I didn't start it. Okay. Man.
So yeah, if you want to, you can drop the Discord links in the chat for those guys. All right. So Yeah, Discord, and there is also a Facebook group, which is a little suspect, but like it's a Facebook group nonetheless. Everybody knows. Everybody
Yeah.
knows how like competitive player Facebook groups go. Like it starts off with all the tournament heads, and then people see it and they're like, "Oh, I'm really competitive," but competitive to them is like competing with their boys, like in the living room drinking a bunch of beers on a huge ass laggy fucking 4K 56-inch TV. And like, and they're like, no, and they're like, all right, like you can't use the same move more than like 3 times in a row. Like no stages with ring outs. Like you'll get people like that, but for the platform, like it's there if you're not somebody who generally uses Twitter, because Twitter is a great platform for finding stuff like that. But and you can filter out all the fucking shit you don't want to see, so you don't have to see those posts by people like complaining about dumb shit that you. But yeah, there is the Facebook group. I'll post that in there.
What else is there?
So this is the Facebook group. Those are the main ones.
Yeah.
So
I mostly just use Discords.
So yeah, we'll go with that.
The
for
thing
now.
about Discords is you have to really be on top of them.
Yeah, you really do. But on the bright side, the link that you posted, it says is expired.
What? It's expired? I just made it.
It doesn't say expired to me.
It says it will never expire.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Okay.
Let's see, what else do we have?
Is that guy already in the Discord? I'm gonna laugh if he's already in the Discord. Yeah, Jokes is in the Discord. You're in the Discord already, dude. You're silly.
Alright, so let's go to the next question. This one's from Conmike. Say you're stepping a vertical online. Do you buffer the inputs or do you react to the whiff? That all depends on how good or bad the connection is to your opponent. There will be times where there's a significant amount of input delay, and you just have to fucking guess which way to move. Like, it is what it is. But those are just fighting games online, and, it ain't really any different to any other game.
Okay. When stepping a vertical online, that's situational. Because there's just some points where I'm just gonna sidestep and push a button, and there's some points where I'm just gonna sidestep and wait and watch. Like that one is what it is.
Yeah, like whether I buffer the input or react to whiff, to me just all depends on what the connection is. If it's really bad and like my buttons are coming out like half a second from when I press them, yeah, I'm not gonna fucking hit confirm it. Like, it's impossible, but what can you do? Alright, so the next one is these are more like general questions. This is from VRZN Console FGC. What do you think about the graphics? So,
dude, have you seen this game in 4K yet?
No, I was about to say, like, I haven't seen this. Like, I've only played this game on the standard PlayStation 4 in 1080p. I have yet to play it in any other way. Like, I didn't play the beta on Xbox or like Xbox One, One X or S or like Pimps Only Edition. I didn't play on any of those.
You want the Pimps Only Xbox?
I do not have the Pimps Only Edition. PC version, haven't played yet, but considering this is the base model PS4, I think it looks pretty damn good. Especially since the base model PS4's hardware at this stage in the game is super fucking dated.
Yeah, it's hot garbage.
Yeah, it's hot garbage.
Okay.
It even looks really good on PS4 Pro, so I'm ready for it on PC. Yeah. All right. Leo asked, "Who would you like to see come back, and why isn't it Hildy?" And the reason why we don't want her to come back is because we still have PTSD from her ringing out from basically anywhere. And
Honestly,
Infinites.
I don't like Hilda at all because she's like they've never properly balanced her charge.
Mhm.
They've never properly balanced her charge. Either her charge moves are too good or they're too bad.
Yeah.
Like in SoulCalibur V, her charge moves were like you get just guarded and launched
Mhm.
for trying to do some charge moves, or they were just ridiculous. So it's like I don't know. I've never seen Hilda done well in a SoulCalibur game, so I'm not hyped for her to return. Over other characters, like I want to see Cassandra.
Yeah.
That's who I want to see. Bring back Cassandra. Bring back Setsuka.
Mhm.
Even though Setsuka's gonna make me cry in this game because she always destroys Astaroth.
Yeah.
She always beats Astaroth every game. It's her 3-3B is just so good versus him. Oh my god.
I mean, I would personally. I know it's not gonna happen, but I really like Patroclus's moveset, so I would like for there to be a replacement for him.
I think Patroclus would be garbage in this game.
I think he would be garbage in this game too, but I would like to play that fighting style just as a secondary, just for the hell of it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, I'm pretty set on a main right now, but that would be a character I would fuck with on the side. I would like
Yunsung. I would like to see Yunsung
yes.
come back.
Actually, since we have Huang in the story mode, I was thinking that maybe they might bring him back, but give him some of Yunsung's moves. So kind of like
No.
I was thinking that they might do that.
That would make me sad because Huang is a boring character and Yunsung talks shit. And I like trash talking characters more than I like boring characters. By a very large margin.
My friend keeps wanting Lizard Man. Actually, there is footage of Lizard Man playing with classic Lizard Man's moveset, and Hayate's overview of the final builds of the game. He runs into him in the story mode, and he has classic moves like the headbutt thing, and then like the sweep he has. So he might be in the game one way or the other.
Let's see. I don't know. I guess I could get over Lizard Man deals. But I would rather see a lot of other characters before Lizard Man.
I don't know. Maybe he would be one of those characters that you have to beat the game twice to unlock, like in SoulCalibur 2.
Yeah, I would be cool with that if he's like the super unlockable character that you don't even know is going to be in the game.
Yeah. Do I have any preferred DLC characters? Cassandra, Setsuka, obviously. Like we mentioned. Not 2B. I don't really want to see a 2B DLC.
Not 2B.
Yeah, I think there's like if there's a guest character, I think there's cooler guest characters than 2B. But I mean, hey, a lot of people like her, so that would be cool for them.
Hey man, how about we get let's get what's his face in there. It's anyone from Samurai Showdown. How about that?
Yeah, anyone from Samurai Showdown would be cool.
That would be and that's a franchise that's getting rebooted recently now. So it's like that would definitely be something that I could see going down. I don't know. There's a lot of things that to do with guest characters. There's a lot of just medieval characters. Like, come on.
Yeah,
especially like, dude. Let me tell you something. They had Negan in Tekken. Yo, put Ragnar Lothbrok in SoulCalibur. That would be OD. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, who?
You seen the show Vikings?
Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah, he's like the troll Viking.
Yo, this man said put Sora from Kingdom Hearts. You're skating on thin ice, my friend. I've had timeout button ready.
Kingdom Hearts?
I've had timeout button ready. You're skating on thin ice, my friend.
Nah, he would get banned from my shit. No, you're not allowed.
Who the hell is Yukio?
You're not allowed.
Who's Yukio?
That's some weeb shit. Right
That's some
there.
weeb shit.
I think it sounds weeb.
It
Sounds
does.
weeb
It
as
does.
hell.
I have no idea what it is.
It's probably like a
Samurai
Showdown
Showdown,
character. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
William from Neho is perfect for SoulCalibur VI.
I guess. Oh, I don't know. How about Dante? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Actually, no. You know what would be really cool? I told Namco about this because I got I was talking with one of them and they were like, we're gonna make an email about this. Imagine if they put Sparta in the game. From Devil May Cry.
That'd be cool.
Because the Sparta sword looks a lot like Soul Edge.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be one of those things where, like, that's how he gets the thing.
Yeah.
Like, he uses the sword to, like, slay demons and shit. Like, yes. Yes. That would be hilarious. I could see that crossing over.
Yeah.
That
So
would be interesting. We've never seen Dante's father, like, really rendered.
So, is it pretty much set that the third DLC character in the season pass is going to be a guest? Because that's what I've heard a lot of people saying, that it's likely to be a guest.
I don't know.
I'd expect to see a Square character before anyone else.
Know.
Well, technically, Cloud and Sephiroth are in every single Soul Calibur game that has a creative soul. Just go online and I bet you'll find 100.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Alright, so next one we have the last question. This is asked by TNS Anasanti. What's up, Nitty? Just a quick cue for a video. Just a quick question for the Q&A video. Do you think SC6 has potential to become a huge name in the tournament scene like Tekken? For example, how Tekken actually increased in tournament entries from EVO 2017 to 2018 and are already on their second season of the World Tour. Actually, I think there's more seasons of Tekken World Tour than just these, because there were arcade seasons as well, right?
Yeah, I think this is the 4th season coming up.
Yeah, season 2 for consoles.
Yes. Yeah, it's a season 2 console.
Yeah, I mean there is a big chance for the game to do very well in the tournament scene. I think coming into the game there is a lot of momentum, not only from, the game getting a lot of hype, but from Namco themselves. They've been absolutely killing it in the whole fighting game realm with Tekken, and also being the publishers of Dragon Ball. So they're going to be, in a really good position.
Did you hear the sales numbers on Dragon Ball?
No, what's up with that?
I did not realize until I went to the GameStop developer or the GameStop managers conference. Dude, Dragon Ball Fighters is the #1 Dragon Ball title of all time in sales.
Really?
It's also the #1 Bandai Namco title in history.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Exactly. Nobody in Namco thought it would be near that. It was like OD.
Yeah.
It was OD. And honestly, I just think that's what happens when you take a good you take a good game, a good franchise, and they double down on graphics.
Yeah. Because
like literally, there's points where they copy the scenes out of the anime, and the game graphics are just like, yo, this looks better than the anime.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean,
that was sick.
Yeah, like I think that the Namco has a ton of momentum within fighting games, and they're in a very good position to have like a 3-game tour or something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to anybody about this. I've specifically avoided talking with Markman about this so I can answer these questions. But no, it's like, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see a SoulCalibur World Tour this year, and as long as it's got a good reception, or
next year.
This coming year.
Yeah.
Like, within the next year, we will get a SoulCalibur World Tour.
Yeah.
And as long as it's got a good reception, there's no reason they wouldn't continue it. Like, especially the esports business model is based around viewership. Like, if your game gets enough viewers, you'll get sponsorship money. If you get sponsorship money, you get another year.
Yeah.
Like, as long as the gameplay is intriguing enough where people watch it, and people want to keep playing the game, there's no reason not to.
Mm-hmm.
Like the reason the Injustice Pro Tour almost didn't get a season this year is because the viewership was down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to find sponsors for it, and that's just the reality of esports. It's like if the game is good enough that people want to watch it, there will be esports indefinitely. Like look at StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2 is still popping. There's still like, granted, they don't have huge numbers, but they've got like 15, 20,000 people watching a broadcast that's at like, I was watching it like 2, 3 in the morning West Coast time.
Yeah.
Like they still have 15K viewers then, and it's like that's enough for them to sustain.
Mm-hmm.
Like as long as we get numbers like that consistently, we should get continuous esports.
Yeah, and you know, I mean,
support the game.
Yeah, that's really all it comes down to. Is you just gotta support it, support your tournaments, whether it would be going to them or watching them on stream. Support your support your content creators. You know, follow your favorite streamers. You know, I know that it costs money, but subscribe to your favorite ones. Drop them your Twitch primes. You know, toss them some bits.
Drop those Twitch primes.
And you know, I'm not telling you to give it to me.
Most importantly, spread the Twitch primes around. Like,
yes.
Give those Twitch primes to people with like 5 subs or something.
Mm-hmm.
That matters. Like giving Eris your Twitch prime, like that's cool. I've given Eris my Twitch prime a few times, but more often than not, I think I've given you my Twitch prime more than I've given Eris my Twitch prime.
Oh, all right. Maybe. You've given me a couple times, but like,
yeah,
I've had like I'm a channel like before the weekend where the you know, the beta weekend, I only had 2 subscribers, and afterwards I had 7. So you guys are doing a good job supporting me, but like I'm not directly telling you to sub to me, even though that'd be pretty fucking cool. I'm just saying sub to your favorite streamers.
I'm telling them to sub to you.
All right, you can tell them to.
Well, okay. I'm not actually going to tell them to sub to you. I'm going to say sub to everyone you find entertaining.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like if you really think that guy is entertaining and you have fun watching his stream, hit the sub button, because that mentality is what like allows people to do it more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you're watching this and you really like the content John Nitty is providing, hit that sub button.
Yeah.
Give this man a Twitch Prime.
Yeah.
Do that to everybody.
Yeah, do that so we can quit our jobs.
Do it.
We can quit our jobs and make more cool stuff for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Honestly, you don't need to quit your job.
Oh, I'm not quitting my job.
Buy shit to replace all the shit that got stolen.
Yeah. Well, I already got that taken care of.
Well, but they're getting it back.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna take a billion years, but everything.
Oh, you already bought it. But come on, it'd be nice to get a little reimbursement check.
Oh yeah, no, the reimbursement check that I'm getting is like I've replaced some of the stuff already. So like my PS4 and my capture device, I'm just gonna fucking sell it when I get it back.
Okay. Cool. Hell yeah.
But
get the hustle.
Yeah. But yeah, and of course support your YouTube content creators.
Most important thing about supporting people: share shit on social media.
Yes, share shit on social media.
That's the one thing everybody can do. It's fucking free.
Yeah,
it's fucking free.
Yeah, not even that. Just
it's easy. Like it's so easy for you to like copy paste the stream link and be like, "I think this stream is awesome." Paste Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, not even that. Easy. Like, just use Twitter. Just use it. Like whether you're a content creator,
social media you want.
Yeah. Yeah,
if you're
basically.
A content creator, you should be on all platforms.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a fan of the game, you know, you use your social medias because you know people will see that shit and then be like, oh, what's this? You know, whether you're a fan or you know a competitor or you know a content creator, like, yeah, I understand some people want to stay low key, but you know, it definitely helps to have people out in the wilds that are, you know, talking about the game.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it all counts. It all adds up. Like, the way the internet is, just the way the social media works, the little things add up.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people saying the same thing resonates now more than it ever has.
Yeah.
So, like, just tell the people you know. Whatever social platform you're on, just let people know.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does that. It's going to go everywhere.
Yeah. All Alright, so those are all the questions we have that were answered to me, that were asked to me before we started the stream. Now I'm going to direct it to the chat. Any of you motherfuckers have questions? Sub to Fuko the Man. Yeah, sub to him. He's a good guy. Sub to him. Sub to fucking Bibulus. Sub to...
I don't have a sub button. Hit the follow button.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Well,
I'll probably have a sub button in a few weeks after the game comes out.
Like you'll probably, like, if you just stream before the game comes out, you'll have a sub button.
Oh, it's that easy?
Do you know what the requirements are?
What?
You have to have an average of 3 viewers, like 50 followers. In the past 30 days, you need 50 followers, an average of 3 viewers for your stream for the past
so I'll
month.
probably have a sub button by week 2 of SoulCalibur.
Yeah, and then you need like 15 hours of streaming in the past 30 days or something like that.
Well, go to the House of Soul and hit follow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that would help out. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the sub button's really easy to get. That's godlike.
The sub button's easy to get. The check mark is not easy to get.
Hold on. I wonder if my other channel has a sub button. Let's see.
Well, you have to apply for it. Did you fill out an application?
Years ago.
Then you probably do.
Years ago.
Because, like, the application is just like, alright, here's my payment info, and here's that, like, I'm an actual, like, person.
No sub button.
Like, I think for
when I did the application, I did not meet the requirements.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when they wanted you to have, like, hundreds of concurrents.
Yeah. And, I mean, also, I think back then, like, they didn't have the affiliate program. It was just the partner program.
Yes, exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Yeah, and, like, the affiliate program, you just get sub money. Like, you don't get ad revenue. Which, it's whatever, but, I mean, it's something.
Oh, shit.
Alright, so, any other questions for y'all, motherfuckers?
I don't know. They don't seem to have questions.
They don't seem to have questions.
Do not seem to have questions. Yeah, I don't get a lot of questions anymore because I keep telling people to ask me questions, so they've already done that.
Yeah. I don't know, I've only did it like twice, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the stream because somebody told me to, somebody suggested it to me, my man, Hater.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it was a good idea, and, you know, I might try to make this, like, a regular thing, like, maybe bi-weekly or something, where I do a little, like, podcast, talk show type deal. Oh!
Sure.
How do you feel about the coaching in the FGC?
How do I feel about coaching in the FGC?
Yeah, me personally, I don't really give a shit about it. It just looks really bad on stage. Like,
I really, really, really despise coaching in some cases. Like, I can't even lie. There's, like... Especially, like, the during the match coaching is just, like, to get out of here.
Yeah. Because, like, I feel like...
Let the guy play. I don't mind if you're going to, like, talk to your homie between matches. That's cool. And it's, like, part of me wants to just say, fuck coaching, play yourself. But there's a real argument for it makes all the games better.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that, and I embrace that. But I don't like that you have someone sitting next to you during the match and they're telling you analysis as it goes on.
Yeah.
I really don't like that because as a player it takes you out of the game. Because I have to interpret what the guy next to it.
Oh, wait.
Next to me is saying.
Oh, you mean one-on-one private coaching? You mean like private lessons like the Gutex shit that he was doing?
Oh.
Is that what you're asking about, or are you asking about tournament coaching?
Yeah. Okay, if you mean like coaching, like private coaching?
Uber Dave. This man
shout outs to Uber Dave.
This man with the Twitch Prime.
He was awesome.
He's very Uber.
Twitch Prime in there.
He's very Uber, and he's also Dave. And he's probably born in 1985. I guess that's what that 85 means.
I don't have a Twitch Prime until the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So you're shit out of luck.
Yeah. Oh, we got another one from Icy Chains.
Bevan.
Oh, this is the...
Hell yeah.
This is another Twitch Prime.
Okay,
Ooh.
we're talking about Gutex style coaching. I like Gutek style coaching.
Yeah, shit's
I'm
got.
a big fan of it, and it's not just because people are going to ask me for it and I might potentially make money off of it. I've always been a big fan of one-on-one coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I paid for coaching before.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a point where I was trying to learn Protoss in StarCraft, and I paid in control for lessons.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was really good. He gave me a lot of tips. That was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It's just important because like you can learn from other players. There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
Like anything, as far as I'm concerned, anything that helps you learn faster is worth looking into. And if you have the money to throw around for like a $20 coaching session or something, like, dude, go for it. Why not? What do you have to
Yeah, I
lose?
mean, I say like
The
it's.
only thing I would say is to do that on a like as needed basis.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't like I definitely think that there's the potential for people to use that to just pick up a paycheck off this guy where it's like, oh, I can make like $24 an hour off this guy 1-2 hours a week. I'll make like an extra like couple $100. Like no, I think like just do it as it comes, and if you find it helpful, then keep doing it.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to.
I mean, I'm a very
Like-
big proponent of investing in your success. Like,
exactly.
if you're serious about getting good at something, you're gonna put down some dollars to get good at it. Whether it means, you know, throwing down for money matches, traveling to events, taking time off of work to, you know, do some shit related to the game, or you know, or paying for lessons. You know, I'm very
Yep.
much for that if you're serious.
And realistically, everything has a monetary price on it. It's like you have to pay. Like I've paid hundreds of dollars to essentially go fly across the country and casual with specific people.
Yeah.
Like that has happened. So the idea that I would like single somebody, like there's definitely been some hate on it. There's been some hate on that since the beginning. And you know, oh man, I can't name names. I don't want to air people out. I know Evo champions that have paid for coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know. I can't say multiple ones. I know at least one Evo champion that has paid for coaching, and it was when he was trying to change to 2D game.
Okay.
Like there was a point where like a 3D player was going to Street Fighter 4, and he paid Justin Wong for coaching. And it's like, damn. And honestly,
and it paid the fuck off.
It did.
Yeah.
It definitely.
I mean, I know who you're talking about, but like.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They didn't do that. Let me tell you something. They did not do that for a very long time, but that gentleman found it incredibly helpful for the first few months of him learning Street Fighter 4. And you know what?
He was pretty fucking good at that game.
He's great at that game, man.
I mean, I won't say he's great at that game towards the end because he lost to me a couple of times, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around.
That guy's not great at the end of a lot of games.
Oh, I'm just kidding though.
Alright. Stop busting balls. Do we have more chat questions?
I put a few thousand hours into SoulCalibur V and various other fighting games. I want to take SoulCalibur 6 more series. Any tips on how and where to start? Hold on, what's this guy? Step 1, probably work at finding a code.
Okay.
Well, first I would say you want to start by putting your foot out there. Put yourself out there. Let people know who you are. Show up. Like, if we have a face to your name, it's much easier for us to, you know, be able to, you know, relate to you, and we will feel like, you know, more connected to you. Therefore, you know, we'll build like some sort of relationship with you that, you know, could, you know, help you with, you know, well, like they said, finding coaches or a mentor.
Yeah. Honestly, it's hard to find coaches right now.
Yeah, it
It's hard to
is.
find people that are that good at the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, arguably, I think I would make a good coach for probably half the cast, but only for about maybe 3 hours, maybe.
Yeah.
Outside of a couple of characters. Like, there are some characters where I've really jumped in there with, but I feel like everything I know, I would be able to impart within a couple of hours, and the rest is just like general gameplay stuff.
Mm-hmm.
and that naturally will happen. But you don't need a lot of coaching for general gameplay stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, when you ask suggestions for coaches, are you asking that for coaches that you're coaching that you're seeking, or coaching that you will be doing to other players?
I believe he's asking who he should seek to be a coach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It depends what character you're learning.
Mhm.
Honestly, my advice for that would be, first talk with me because I'm free, literally, and I'm also I'm definitely gonna be doing video analysis of
Yes.
players on my stream.
Mhm.
So it's like if you are interested in getting my coaching advice, you could just hit me up on social media or submit a video to be reviewed,
Yeah, and
and I'll be able to give you general advice.
yeah, if you see in
And
the bottom left, I have all his social links.
also, just as the game comes out, honestly, just see who you find is impressive and ask them about it.
Mhm.
You can approach them about that to some degree. Yeah. But yeah, I would totally be down to help people out for free to a point.
And another thing I do want to point out is when somebody is trying to help you, if they don't have necessarily the same tournament results as you, if they're playing slightly lower, still listen to what they have to say, because they might do one small thing better than you that is missing from your gameplay while you're doing everything else better than them. But that like one small thing that they do better than you or that they know better than you could pull you over the edge.
That honestly, that's one of my favorite tips. I feel like that's one of the things I should have brought up when people were talking about beginners, because you can learn something from everyone.
Yeah.
Like I have learned things from straight up scrubs who were mashing buttons and did something accidental, and I was like, "Wow, that can happen!" And then I figured out how to apply it intelligently. It's like. So, like, you can learn something from everybody. That's why I am a big fan of just play everybody. Like, I don't want to, I'll be honest, I don't want to run long sets against people who are significantly worse players than me, because I don't think it's necessarily better for us, for either end, because you improve more by playing people who are closer to your level. But I will not deny anyone that wants to play like 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5 set, because in a short set, you will be able to learn something from everyone.
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be a way that somebody does something more unique than the rest of the field with something. Like they're going to push one button at a range or a situational thing where you're just like, wow, I've never seen somebody do that in that situation. And it's so good that it just makes you feel dumb for not thinking of it first.
Yeah. Another point that I do want to bring up is don't take anyone's word as gospel when they're giving you advice. No matter how good they are, everyone is susceptible of saying some fucking dumb shit. And sometimes some of the best players there are out in the world say something really fucking dumb.
Yeah.
The best player in the world,
like,
best overall fighting game player in the world right now, Sonic Fox, has a long history of saying wrong shit and being proven wrong later on.
Yeah.
That doesn't change. That doesn't.
He came out.
He said Vegeta was bad.
He said Beerus was a great character.
Yeah, and like
Beerus is pretty trash.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like, the fact that he said those things doesn't change the fact that he's still one of the best players overall in fighting games in the world. Or
actually, my favorite example in that is Dr. Boom. You remember Hearthstone when Dr. Boom was around?
No.
It was a 7-drop. They created 2 little 1/1 guys that when they died, they threw 1 to 4 random damage at random opponents' targets. It was one of those cards where, like, just to take all the card game out of it, a lot of pro players when they first saw this card saw it and were like, that was horrible. Like, no one's going to use this card. It's whack. It does random damage. It only gives you this. It does that. It does. And lo and behold, that ends up being like the best card in the game.
Yeah.
Like, it was the best card in the game. And pro players looked at it and were like, that's trash, because they couldn't see where it was going. Like, that happens.
That happens all the time. Case in point, it's like when I was playing Injustice.
Reversal Edge. Case in point, reversal edge.
Yes.
Forget about that.
Mhm.
That's the case in point for this game. How many players did you see say reversal edge was going to be practically unusable?
Yeah.
A lot of people on the internet said that before they played the game. Now, a lot of people are complaining that reversal edge is way too good.
Mhm.
And it's like, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, you can't always see the way things work out, especially because a lot of times the meta will shift. So it's like what was good in one game is not necessarily that good in the next. So the things that you think are going to be good aren't that good because the classically good stuff is mediocre now.
Yeah. Alright. See. I'd definitely be down to run sets with anybody I ran into SC John Nitty during the beta. Learned a lot, dabbled in SC5. We're going to grind this game hard. Somebody called thing about reversal edge.
Oh man, the JavaScript database started to crap out on this computer.
Oh no.
It's happening again.
Oh shit.
It's okay. We answered all the questions.
We did.
If I get aced, just outro will be good.
Yeah. First to death on release weekend. Actually, release weekend is the weekend of ECT, so I'm not going to be around for that.
Yep.
But the second we have a chance, yeah. Do you feel like Maxi and Talon will be high tier characters? Honestly, everybody that's been playable so far comes across as being pretty damn strong. So like, it's hard to say where people will fall on the tier list because it seems like they gave everyone something that is genuinely very strong. Like. Like, nobody comes across as being fucking a weak character or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people are saying Taki's kind of weak, but I feel like Taki is at the low ends. I feel about Taki the same way I felt about Viola on SoulCalibur V release, where the character has a lot of tools and a lot of interesting things, but I don't know, like, it's going to take time for people to learn how to use everything properly.
Yeah.
So it's like I see Taki as a high skill cap character where it's gonna take a Taki player a lot of knowledge to really do work. But the rewards are there. If you want to be a Taki specialist, I think she's still a really, really solid character.
I keep hearing
Zhonghua is the same thing. It's one of those things where, like, Zhonghua, the things she excels at aren't things that we will learn how to exploit without practice mode. Like, we still don't know how to apply. I still don't know how to apply guard damage as her while being safe, and popping her soul charge while someone has a red guard gauge makes her absolutely terrifying. And what was the other part of it? Oh yeah, just standing set play. Zhonghua, she's gonna thrive within standing set play. And we're not going to know how to run standing set play until we get frame data, because you have to know exactly the frames on buttons so you can understand how to swing a -2 and stop Nightmare. Like, stuff like this is really going to matter, and we can't tell.
How do we feel about Mitsu right now? First thing I noticed about Mitsu is it's very hard for Zasalamel to punish him. Because it seems like he
Mitsurugi. There's only one thing that I don't like about Mitsurugi, and it's that his the way people backstep with 2-1-4 has enough of a sidestep in it to avoid his B6, which makes his entire kit kind of fall apart. But that's a pretty easy fix. They just have to make the B6 hitbox a little fatter, and that should get all resolved on itself.
Yeah.
Because outside of that, Mitsurugi's pretty strong.
Yeah, there's one thing that I saw. I think I was playing Bubbles. What he was doing is, instead of doing 1BB or 1KB, he was doing 1B A plus B.
Yes.
So that was pretty fucking good, because like, not only does it hit you, it's also plus on block, and like and in a lot of situations, I mean, even though it doesn't give you a combo, but a lot of situations off of low hits, you don't get frame advantage in SoulCalibur, unlike you do in Tekken.
Yes. Yes.
So like, just being able to force, plus frames off of a low is pretty good.
I don't know. I think 1BB is still really strong. To me, it's really scary because it punishes you for staying down in Mitsurugi wake-ups.
Mhm.
Usually, if you play dead, you can force him to do something that he doesn't want to do against a standing opponent.
Yeah.
But with 1BB, now he can swing a low and a mid that are pretty good on grounded and standing hits.
Mhm.
And he can just 50-50 you if you're at his feet.
Mhm.
That to me, it's I don't like that. I really don't like that. That's not good. It's very not good.
Would you guys review gameplay during the stream or no? Honestly, dude, it's like almost 2 in the morning here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's for another day, but I would be more than happy to review gameplay either during stream or on as a YouTube video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you hit me up on social medias and you leave me a link, I can do a thing.
Yeah, because like I do definitely want to turn this, kind of like impromptu, like yesterday. Hey, let's just do a fucking Q&A. Who can I ask to do this with? Who's gonna be available on like a day's notice? Like that's basically how this came to be. I like how this went down. I think this is content that the community does need. So I would love to do like maybe like a bi-weekly or so, sort of show like this.
Hell yeah, I'm down. Just let me know.
Yeah, and and then I'll probably even get
Other people.
other people, of course.
Yeah, people with working Discord.
Yeah, with working Discord. And of course I want to show everybody in the community some love and some shine.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You got to get the people out there.
Mhm.
Got to get the people out there. That's why actually, did I tell you I'm changing the format of my podcast?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just now, especially now that there's more people to talk with, I'm just going to get people like I want to do a podcast on Grow where it's just like the people who impressed me the most that I played was like me, Woes, Partisan, and Kesona.
Mhm.
And I just want to have a roundtable discussion about like, what do you think of this move? What ways did you find to use this move? And then just ask everybody just to see what people have come up with. Because I think that would kick around a lot of information amongst the right players, and we'd all get a lot better.
You guys planning on going to Canada Cup? Me personally, no.
No.
You neither know. I'll be at ECT the week before it, which is the release weekend of the game. Are people going to be on PS4 or PC mainly? It seems like both. Like that seems like I hear a lot of people saying they're going to be playing on PC. A lot of people say PS4, and I also get like a lot of people saying that they're going to play it on both. I'm personally going to play it on both. I know a lot of the EU guys are going to be playing on Xbox. As far as Americans playing on Xbox, I don't really know.
Yeah. Yeah, King Rico, the Maxi podcast is going to take forever. It's actually going to take forever. Maxi has, I think he has 7 stances in this game.
Face Punch podcast. I actually used to do a podcast when I was in high school called Face. That was related to a group called Face Punch.
What?
Yeah.
You had a Face Punch podcast?
Yeah, no, there was there was a file sharing group that we had, and it was called Face Punch, and then we would do a podcast about the files we had available on the server. Yeah, I did that when I was 8th grade, freshman in high school. I still keep in touch with the dude that I did that with. He recently got married. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And whenever I'm in, his area, we chop it up. I'm hoping that the Soulcast podcast starts up again on 8-Way Run. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Soulcast is coming back. They already asked me to do an episode.
Who was the guy that hosted that?
Zhang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talon sucks. Yeah, Talon sucks.
Talon is really good.
I mean, good as a character, but we just say Talon sucks because we don't like her. Alright, some people do.
You don't like her. I'm not going to take part in that nonsense.
Oh, no, I just think it's funny.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
At least it's not pedophilia jokes.
Yeah, I know. I just think it's funny to talk shit about people's characters.
Cool.
But
Good motivation.
Mhm.
Okay, let's wrap this before my Discord crashes.
Yeah. So any thing you want to shout out? I mean, I have your socials in the bottom left corner.
I already did all my shout outs. Oh, you can check out the podcasts. You could search for The Stage of History on Podbean, Stitcher, or iTunes.
Mhm.
That's up. We did a bunch of episodes.
Yeah.
Should probably work from the front backwards, because the first ones we were on, like the first few episodes, we were on like way older builds, and the game has definitely changed.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff is the same. Like Party Wolf talking about Killick. There's not a lot that's changed since then. There were definitely some updated combos, but it's literally like most of the move usage is the same. All you would really want to do is like listen to the podcast and then go look up the freaking combo listing. There should be a combo listing somewhere on the Killick Discord.
Yeah. As for me, you know, you can follow me on Twitter. I have that link on the bottom left corner as well. At FGC John Nitty, and I also have my Instagram there, which is at John Nitty. And then I have my YouTube channel, which I am gonna bring up. It's youtube.com/JohnNitty1. I'll type it in the chat. I will be re-uploading this archive onto there, so you know you guys can access it later or show it to anyone. Anything else we need to plug in? A couple of channels you might want to follow is, you know, Party Wolf, Zefukai, Linkors, it was in the chat, Salty Quinn over there. Those are some people you might want to follow.
Yup.
Go
check out Kayane if you're interested in Zhonghua.
What's her Twitch channel? Just Kayane?
Kayane TV.
Kayane TV, okay.
I think. Just search Kayane. The shit shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and most importantly, if you guys are looking to check out characters, I should link the doc. Where's the doc? The doc of docs.
The doc of docs.
Somebody link the doc of docs. I can't.
I have no idea what the fuck
right
the doc of docs is.
Doc of docs. It's I did a listing of all the reference guides.
Oh.
Docs. It's got all the discords in it. It's got like it's pretty much the best desk reference I could come up with, leading into the beta weekend.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need a link to that. It should be on your Twitter,
yeah.
right?
Put a link of that. It'll be on my Twitter from a couple days ago.
All right, yeah, let me.
Or actually, that's probably like a week old now, but it still gets a lot of retweets, so you'll see it.
Yeah, I'll scroll back eventually and find it.
But yeah, if you're interested in the game, go look up the community resources. There's a lot of community resources that already exist on the game, and shout out the people who made them on social medias. Like, a lot of these people put a lot of time into putting this information out there. Just tell them you appreciate that, because a lot of times doing stuff like this is a very thankless job. Oh, we got links to the doc of docs.
You got 2 links.
Shout outs to Kowtow. He's got them.
And I will be putting that link in the description in the YouTube as well. So I think that wraps it up. I guess for now I'll look for a stream where I can dump you guys off to.
Okay.
Let's see if anyone's streaming right now. Who do we like?
Who is streaming that I like right now? Eris is streaming right now.
Yeah, but Ash is gonna get views anyway. Like, who needs it right now? Let's see.
Hold on. Why am I live with a restream?
Oh no. You guys want to watch a restream?
I don't think that's a recommendation. I think this is a restream from.
Yeah, I know it wasn't a recommendation. I just.
Yeah, no, you should not watch the restream.
Let's see.
Besides, the better matches that I got were from the weekend. I can't. Oh my god, I can't wait till my archive is finished uploading. I gotta.
Let's see. Is there anyone?
Oh, hold on. I could. The qualifications for getting a thing are that low. I might just be able to get it now
Raid.
from my streaming over the
Who the hell's Dyrus?
weekend.
Raid Dyrus's shit.
Dyrus.
Who the hell's that?
Dyrus is like a really popular League player.
Oh, he's not. Jody? I can host Jody. Yeah, we'll host Jody. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah, do it.
Yeah, I fucks with him. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I got way more viewers than I was expecting to. And I hope to play as many of you as I can when the game comes out. I hope to see you guys at events. And let's keep what we have going for this game because we have a lot of momentum going in. And it's going to be fucking great.
Oh.
So,
oh yeah, have fun, fellas.
have fun, guys.
See you guys next time around.
Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the goddamn stream. And here is fucking the Jody show.
Okay.
Take it easy, guys.
Peace.